Puppet Master is Prodigy's most difficult boss battle, but today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to beat it. From the best pets to use for each one of the battles, which wands, armor, and relics are the most optimal, and even some secret tips throughout the process that are going to help you guys out a lot. So with that, let's get started. Alrighty, so the first thing I have to say is before you actually battle the Puppet Master, you first have to defeat Pipit and 5 other Prodigy bosses. So the very first step of the process is going to be Pipit, and let's head into that battle right now. Now for this Pipit battle, the only tip I have is to put in some pretty good pets. It does not matter if they are fire, doesn't matter if they're ice, it literally does not matter. You can literally just choose 2 of your favorite and best pets. That is the only thing you need to help you win this Pipit battle. Because as you guys are gonna see, the Pipit battle is extremely easy. But that's not the case for the rest of the battles in this video, so make sure you guys are paying attention. I'm gonna walk you guys through every single thing you need to know to make sure you win all of those battles. But here we are in the Pipit battle. As you can see, Pipit is only level 70, he only has 750 health, and his pets are not that good either. I mean, this battle, compared to like some of the other bosses you guys are gonna see, this battle is literally a walk in the park. As you guys can see, I don't even have a wand on my wizard. That is how easy this battle is. I have literally never lost a Pipit battle in my life, and I'm sure you guys already know it's a pretty basic battle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this battle up really quickly. You kind of have to get through Pipit before you can move on. So you know what, just make sure you're getting your questions correct. Make sure you're using pets that aren't, you know, absolutely terrible. You know, if you had level 1 pets, maybe this would be a bit of a challenge, but as you can see, I have 2 random level 100 pets, and guys, I'm having 0 issue. Like, some of my spells are missing, not everything is going to plan, and I am completely, you know, I'm completely chill, not nervous at all about losing this battle. Alright, let's focus up. Well, let's get through this quickly. I want to get to the other battles that are a lot more difficult and a lot more interesting. But boom, just like that, took out the Pipit. I mean, this battle has literally only been like 1 minute long. As you can see, only 1 pet left. I still have all 3 of my pets, so don't worry about losing a pet or anything along those lines. But let's just go ahead and, you know what, I'll just use Dual Thorn just for fun. And oh, as you guys can see, this Mimic is not very strong. You're not gonna have any difficulty beating him. So I'm just gonna use Bramble Chain and hopefully finish off this battle. Boom! There we go. Pipit battle is done. Let's head into what we need to do before the next battle. Alrighty guys, before you get excited and head straight into the first boss battle, what you want to do is go to your pet book, and I'm going to show you guys the exact pets you are going to want to put in to basically guarantee you win this next battle. I'm going to do this live and show you exactly what pets I'm going to pick. Now, the first pet I'm going to pick is Blizzard. And why? That is because for this first boss battle, you want to put in ice pets. So go ahead, go on your pet list, see what pets you have. If they have ice, that is going to be a very good decision. So Frostfang, Articlaw, you know, I'm just going to go down Flurious, Squally, Luminex, Lumoit, Luminite, Batabash. You know what, I'm going to pick Batabash and Blizzard, 2 pretty basic pets, just to show you guys you don't need anything fancy to beat the Puppet Master. Now, one more tip, if you want to be above and beyond, you can also put in an ice relic. I'm going to put in a powerful ice relic, but any of them, you know, a normal, should help you out a ton. So here comes the Puppet Master, and he is about to send us into our first official boss battle, which, like I mentioned, is going to be Shadow Gerald. And you guys are going to see exactly why I told you to use the ice pets. So here we are officially into the boss battle. Here you have Shadow Gerald. As you can see, he has 2,500 health. So here is where things are going to get crazy. Again, I didn't even put in a wand for my main wizard. For this battle, the ice pets are going to be your most important thing. Now, as things go on and I go into other battles, yes, I am definitely going to put in a wand, because those battles, even with optimal pets, even using all the tips I show you, yes, you should in fact be using a wand because those battles are very difficult. So as you can see, as you have noticed, Shadow Gerald is weak to ice. So when you put in ice pets, you are of course going to get ice spells. So Chill Splinter, boom, 539, critical hit. Guys, that is why you have to put in ice pets for this next battle. It is going to make it so much easier. So one more tip I have, I guess, along the way: don't miss questions. Focus up on your questions. If you get all the questions correct, it is going to be a lot easier for you to win the battle. And of course, if you guys didn't already know, Flora is going to go ahead and do a lot of damage to Gerald, so that's one more helpful thing that you should know. Don't be too stressed out if maybe you miss 1 or 2 questions, because Flora's going to help you out. Now, this is why I told you guys to put in the ice relic if you have it, because you are going to go ahead and get ice spells. So boom, 434. I mean, guys, we are literally destroying Shadow Gerald. This is a boss with 2,500 health, and we are making it seem like it's a level 1 pet. Like, bro, both of my pets have still full health. My wizard still has almost full health. Guys, it is not challenging at all. Now, this is where maybe choosing this pet was not the best, because you know what, he only has 1 ice spell that I've already used, so I had to use a normal spell there. So if you want to be very, very optimal about it, you can choose an ice pet that only has ice spells. That's going to help you. But here comes Starbit, and 147, boom. 57 health left for Shadow Gerald. I mean, guys, again, this has literally been like a 2 to 3 minute battle, and when you follow these tips, when you put in the correct pets, guys, it just makes it so easy. So boom, here we have an ice spell with Holly shards, and boom, 263. There you go. Easy battle. Let's head on to the next one. Alrighty guys, we are about to head into the next boss battle, but again, do not click this circle, do not click this button. Once again, we are going to head into our pet menu because we want to switch our pets, and for this battle, you need to choose fire pets. So let me go down. As you can see, all these pets: Embershed, Tarragon, Dragling, Dragic, all these, even Mag Mayhem if you happen to have him. That would be very, very overpowered. For this battle, I'm going to choose Terramite, a pretty standard fire pet. I'm not even going to use Terrasaur, who is pretty overpowered. But next up, you know what? I'm just going to use Hot Pot. These are 2 pretty common fire pets. And then, once again, for this next boss battle, if you want to be extra certain, go ahead and put in a fire relic. Now, I have one extra special tip for this battle, and that is to put in a wand that also gives you fire damage. So as you can see, this one right here, the Titan Brawler Maul, it has Vol Cannons as its spell. That is going to help you do even more damage. Let me just go through a few more basic wands, like Wrench. Okay, Wrench is lightning. Probably don't want to use that. Selfie Stick is going to be lightning too. Don't want to use that. Snow Shovel, of course, is going to be ice. Let me find one that gives, you know, fire. Let's see, I'm just gonna go through. I want to show you guys live to show you that basically with any wand, you can defeat the Puppet Master. So let me just see what would be a good one. I think the Fire Wing. As you can see, that's going to give you a heat spell. So boom, once you have those 3 things done, you can officially head into your next boss battle. So let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, Puppet Master coming. You know what, Gerald? You know what? Gerald was easy. We're moving on to the next boss battle, which is, of course, going to be the Shadow Worm. Now, with those three tips I just showed you guys, you are going to see how easy this battle is. Look, so boom, we got the 2 fire pets right there. As you can see, he is weak to fire, but we have ran into our first roadblock, and that is going to be this force field. Now, this is my tip, okay? You are not going to want to use spells that only have, that have recharge. As you can see, Rush, you need to recharge the spell. So, because this force field eliminates you from taking any damage, do not use any spells that you have to recharge, because then you are going to have to wait once this force field is basically gone. So that is a very, very important tip. When you are dealing with a pet that does have a force field, make sure you do not use your overpowered spells. You want to save that for when the force field is gone, because as you can see, we are currently doing 0 damage. So let me show you with Hot Pot exactly what I mean For example, if I were to use Magma Stream, which has a 1 recharge, I'm not going to be able to use that when his force field is gone. So I'm going to use Fire Barrage, which I can use every single time. You do not want to waste anything. Now, at this point, you guys might be getting a little nervous, but do not worry, because Bach is going to come in and get rid of that force field, and now you are going to have no problem. And as you can see, because we saved the spells that had a recharge, I can now use Blaze, which is a very, very good fire spell, and do a ton of damage. And that is why, you know what, these little changes, they may seem basic and they may seem unimportant, but this is the difference between winning these battles and losing these battles. If you can maximize every single little detail of these battles, trust me, it is going to help you win that much faster. So as you can see, boom, we got our fire spells back. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and use Magma Cloud, which is a very, very good spell. As you can see, I believe that was my spell that I got from using the Fire Wand. And finally, with Hot Pot, we can use Magma Stream or Firestorm because we did not waste them. And as you can see, guys, we are just doing a ton of damage. So here comes the enemy. As you can see, wow, almost lost his first pet. But again, I want to show you guys, you know what, these are not the world's most overpowered pets. They're not epics. They're not anything above those lines. So you know what, you can still do some very, very good damage. And as you can see, we just took out the Shadow Worm. So we're going to go ahead, move on to our next battle, and let's head straight to it. Alrighty guys, hopefully if you've gotten the drill by now, do not click this circle, do not head into the next boss battle, you will be at a huge disadvantage. Again, let's go back to the pet book, and the next pets we are going to want to choose are water pets. For this third battle, make sure you are putting in water pets. So as you can see, Titus would be the absolute, my personal favorite pet that I would use. But let me use one more pet that's a little, you know, a little less overpowered. So you know what? I'm going to use Flick Flit. Now, Flick Flit, as you guys know, probably not the best pet in Prodigy, but as long as it's water, you are going to have a lot of help. Now, as I showed you guys in the last battle, let's go ahead and choose a wand that is also water. So I think I saw one, Flame Rose. Nope, that is not going to be ideal. Which one of these would be water? Probably the Turtle Trooper. There you go. The Turtle Trooper would be very, very helpful. As you can see, he has Aqua Burst right there. And then finally, the finishing touch. You know what? Go ahead, put on a water relic. I'm going to use a strong water relic, not a powerful, just in case you guys don't have the powerful. But with that, let's head straight into this third boss battle. Now, this third boss battle, with these things I have just showed you, guys, it is going to be probably the easiest battle you guys have ever seen. Because while Celeboni does have a lot of health, number one, he does not have a force field, which is very, very helpful. And he, of course, is weak to water. And because we have put in water pets, because we're using a water relic, because our wand is water, guys, this battle, it's going to be over pretty quick. I actually feel bad for Celeboni. So as you can see, you know what? I'll be honest here. Using Titus was not the best because as you can see, we have to wait for Bubble Storm to charge up. So it would actually be even better to not use Titus. I know that sounds crazy, but don't use Titus and instead use a water pet that has that water spell right away. That way you can do water damage immediately instead of having to wait. But Flick Flit, on the other hand, is going to be a lot better. As you guys can see, Flick Flit is not the best pet, so his spells aren't the best. But because he is weak to water, Celeboni that is, boom, 289 damage, critical hit. Second spell did unfortunately miss, but you guys get the idea. Any water pet is going to be very, very helpful. Now I'm excited for this. We have put on the Turtle Trooper, of course, a water wand, so this spell is about to be mind-blowing. Let's go ahead, Aqua Burst or Cascade. You know what, I'm going for Cascade, and boom! 525 damage. We have literally already done 1,000 damage, and we're like less than a minute into the battle. So keep continuing to use those water spells. Here we have Bubble Storm from Titus, and you know what? I guess that's why you do actually use him. That was a pretty good spell. And then we got Flick Flit. Dude, Flick Flit might actually be the most overpowered pet. Bro, he has only water spells, so you're gonna have all 4 water spells Unfortunately, if he was just a little bit better, we could be doing a lot more damage. But you know what? We are going to take it. And then finally, here comes our main wizard. I already showed off one spell. Let's go ahead and use Cascade with the Turtle Trooper Wand. Boom! 657 damage. Guys, if you are following these tips, there is no way you lose. And here we go. One step further, we get a full health refill. I mean, guys, look at this. We are in a boss battle in the Puppet Master series, and all 3 of my characters have full health. Meanwhile, Celeboni has only 600 health. If these tips do not work, guys, I don't know what else I need to show you. This just helps so much. So here we have Flick Flit. Guys, I think we might actually win this battle. Make sure you get the question correct. Almost missed that right there. But as I was saying, I think this spell might actually end off this battle. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use Whirlpool. Does take a 1 recharge. And boom. 157. 157. Oh! Get out of here. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is just way too easy. Let's head to the next boss battle. Alrighty guys, so before we head into our 4th boss battle, I think you guys get the drill by now. Do not click that circle, as tempting as it is. Let's go ahead and change our pets. Now, while we are changing our pets, I want to remind you guys, we have done 3 boss battles out of the 5 before the Puppet Master, so we only have 2 boss battles left. Now, as you guys can see, I'm prepared. I have actually put in storm pets because for this 4th boss battle, you just need to put in storm pets. So to give you guys a few examples, Solarix, Cloud Nibbler, you can also use Sorrel if you happen to have it. You can also use, any of these, Potero Tail, you can use that one. Let me just scroll down. Gearsight, Cogmite. Let me give you one more. Hyphon. All of those pets I would personally recommend. Now, it is also crucial you have an A wand. If for some reason you do not have a wand in, make sure you have an A wand. Just to show you guys, I'm going to use the Titan Katana because this is very, very overpowered. But also go ahead, put in a Storm Relic if you want. And if you want to be insanely OP, make sure you use a wand that is Storm. But you know what, for this one, just to show you guys, just to demonstrate how easy this boss battle is, I'm not even going to do that. But if you're nervous about losing or you're maybe a little lower level than me, definitely make sure you choose a Storm Wand. So here we go. Puppet Master sending us into the 4th boss battle, and this is why you guys are going to see why I said this battle is so easy, because Eve is about to come on the screen and say, hold on a minute. During all my sailing, I found something that should prove useful here. Ever wanted to cast the all-out attack right away? Well, now you can. She is going to give us the power to do the all-out attack right away. So he does get the first spell, but guys, you can use the all-out attack right away with your main wizard, plus you get recharged. So you get all 3 charges, you don't even have to answer questions. It's very overpowered. So let me use Overload from this pet, and boom! 730 damage. That is why I told you guys to put in storm pets, and here we go. The all-out attack right away. 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Boom! 696 damage. Guys, we are literally 2 spells into the battle, and he already has 500 health. Guys, this honestly could be our last spell. Storm Globe. Oh, a miss. Okay, this guy's been missing a lot of spells. Not the biggest fan of that, but let's use Spark Sphere for this next spell. 456. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is why I told you to use these pets. This is why I said use storm pets. Guys, we are literally about to win this battle. Let's use Starbit. As long as we don't miss. Boom. 166. That was a boss battle. Guys, that was a boss battle, and we destroyed it. And with that, let's head into our last boss battle before the Puppet Master himself. Alrighty guys, so last boss battle was a bit more relaxed, wasn't that difficult, but this next boss battle is unfortunately the hardest. So you do have to follow my lead. Make sure you follow exactly what I do, because we are going to remove these pets, and for this boss battle, you need leaf pets. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Mistyle as my first leaf pet, as you guys can see. And secondly, you know what? Just in case, I want to choose a pretty decently good leaf pet, because this boss battle, you guys are gonna see, it's pretty scary. So, I think I'm gonna go ahead. Let me just see. You know what? I want to be very certain I choose a good pet. I'm gonna use the Forest Creator. Okay, these two pets should do very good. Next up, let's go to our relic. Let's change that to a leaf relic. You know what? None of these. Let's go ahead and choose a powerful plant relic. And for this battle, I do recommend you change your wand. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a wand that is leaf. So which one would be? Probably Swarm of Bees. Yep, that's going to be it. Gets the Shrub Assault. Okay, so here we go. You can now enter the battle, and guys, I'm warning you, okay? These other battles, you know, I've been a little bit more relaxed. Last battle, I said, you know what? You don't really have to put in a wand. For this battle, no, this battle is not, it's not that easy. Let me just say that. And I have a few specific tips during this battle to make sure you guys do not mess it up. So, as you guys are going to see, you get a force field. The annoying force field is back, so I'm going to bring back a tip I did for one of the previous battles. Make sure you do not use your good spells, because this force field is going to block everything. Therefore, you don't want to waste all of your good spells. So honestly, I might just choose a healing spell. At this point, honestly, I just took a little bit of, you know, lost damage. Let me heal myself up, because this force field, you cannot do any damage to it. So for our next pet, let's see what would be the most optimal spell. You know what? I am going to use Slice, and here's why. Slice is not a leaf attack. I want to save my leaf attacks, so I'm going to use Slice. As you can see, 0 damage. Literally, you could use the world's best spell and it still will not do any damage. So here comes my main wizard. As you can see, I have been getting my questions correct. A lot of skill completes, but I'm about to show you which is the best spell to use from your main wizard. So let's see what spells we have. Yeah, so here, you know what? I'm gonna use Starbit. We do have 2 leaf spells, but I want to save those for when this force field is gone. Trust me, guys. I know it's tempting to use the leaf spells, but just do not do it. Just trust me. Okay, Broccolina. Unfortunately, Broccolina is going to try to remove the force field, but she, unfortunately, is not successful. So you have to go through one more round of not being able to do any damage. So, right off the bat, I'm going to use Rush. Not going to waste any of my leaf spells. As you can see, 2 damage. Like, it does 2 damage. That is nothing. Gonna use Slice for my next guy right here. 3 damage. 1 damage. Like, it's just insultingly low how much damage you are doing. So, boom, just get these questions correct. We are almost there to actually being able to use our leaf spells, which is what we've been waiting for. Starbit, 1 damage. You know what? It's nothing. Benny. Broccolina. That's not how you do it. Don't you remember what Gramps taught us? Luckily, Benny is going to clutch up and actually remove the force field, guys, which is what we've been waiting for. But oh my gosh, okay. This is why I told you guys, make sure to save your spells, make sure to use leaf pets, because for the first time in this video, we have officially lost a pet. So, this is why we've been saving our leaf spells. We're going to use Shrub Assault from this guy right here, and boom, you have a powerful spell. Here comes the spell from our main wizard, and again, this is why I told you guys to use a wand that has leaf, because we are going to get Stomp. And guys, that did a ton of damage. That's why you choose a leaf wand, and that is why you choose the leaf relic. And boom, guys, here we go. We have our leaf spells. They are charged. They don't have to be recharged. Let's use Spine Barrage. Boom, 74. A few misses, but overall a pretty powerful spell. And here comes our main wizard. I'm hoping we could take him out with this spell, but if not, hopefully we can do it the one after that, because you guys have seen this battle is a lot harder than the other battles. And don't even get me started on the Puppet Master himself. So luckily we do get that all-out attack, which, guys, you know what that means. 3, 2, 1. Boom! 580. Get out of here. And guys, the moment you've been waiting for, it's time to go battle the Puppet Master. Alrighty, guys, we have done it. We have beaten Pippet, we have beaten 5 bosses, and now it's time to battle the Puppet Master himself. But we have a lot of preparation we need to do, so do not head in right away. I know you're probably excited. We instead need to make sure we are completely ready for this battle. Tip number 1, you need to choose an Astral Wand. So I'm going to be using the Titan Katana. If you guys do not have that, go through your wands and make sure you choose one that is Astral. Like, just trust me, you guys are going to see why you need to choose an Astral. So I'm just trying to find another wand. I might not have that many other wands to give a good example. Like, you know what, you don't want to use fire, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the Titan Katana. Play it safe. This is probably your best pet. Next, you do not want to use physical pets, and you do not want to use a physical wand. And it honestly does not matter if it's fire, leaf, water. You have to choose pets that have a lot of health. So in the previous battles, it was make sure you choose a certain category. With this one, it's all about the health. So let me go down and show you guys some pets that would be a very, very good decision. Now, right off the bat, Pterosaur, you may be thinking, Pterosaur is such a good pet. Why not use him? No, Pterosaur actually is not going to be ideal because, as you guys can see, he only has 650 health. That is not enough. So while he has a lot of good spells, that is not good. On the other hand, the Cloud Gobbler, you may be thinking, why would you use a Cloud Gobbler over Pterosaur? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's info. 940 health. Guys, trust me, I'm going to use the Cloud Gobbler as my first pet. I'm choosing pets live. You guys can see my exact thought process behind it. Now, next up, you may be thinking, you know what, I'm going to choose a pretty powerful pet. Like, I'm going to go ahead and choose, like, what's a bad example? A bad example, honestly, the epics. Certain epics are not that good. Titus, look at his info, only 700 health. If you are going to use an epic, I would recommend Arturion. Oh, not even Arturion. He only has 600 health. The only epic I think I would recommend would probably be, would Artursis be better? No. So honestly, epics are probably not your best bet. Instead, for my second pet, I'm going to go ahead and choose... let me see. I'm walking you guys through this. I'm just being honest. This is my thought process. Batterbot 620, not ideal. I think there's one pet I am going to use. If I can just find it. Let's see, where is he at? Stampede 630. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm going to find a very good pet, and I'll be back. Alrighty, guys, I think I have done it. I have found Fathom. Fathom has 900 health, so he is officially going to be our second pet. Now, the last tip, which is going to help out tremendously, if you have it, go ahead and choose that ancient Astral relic. Astral is going to be your best friend, and remember, do not use physical. You guys are going to see why. So boom, with that, we are officially ready to head into the battle. I'm going to be doing this battle right here in front of you, giving you tips along the way, so focus up and let's get started. Alright, this is a little nerve-wracking. The Puppet Master, it's a little bit of a nerve-wracking battle, I will not lie, but here we go. We have made it, and let's get straight to it. So, as you can see right off the bat, after I answer this question, you guys are going to see why I told you guys to use Astral, because the Puppet Master is weak to Astral. So boom, right off the bat, with this, you can pretty much use any spell. Remember, your pets aren't the best in terms of attacking, but they do have a ton of health. So, as you can see, I got unlucky. I had missed right there. That's not good. I'll just be honest, it's not the best. You do not really want to have any missed spells, so we're not off to the best start. But Galactic Glow, the Astral spell with the wand and the relic, 929 damage. This is why I told you guys to use Astral. Oh my gosh, that surprised me. That was nearly 1,000 damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, that was insane. 502 damage from the Fathom. I mean, guys, with these tips I've given you, like, we are destroying the Puppet Master. Here's the only problem. The Puppet Master is about to do something terrible and take one of our pets. As you guys can see, he has taken one of our pets, and here comes a very, very important tip. Whatever you do, do not attack your own pet, because later in the battle, you are going to get him back. So doing damage to him just means you're going to kill him, and you won't get him back later. So don't do damage to that pet. instead do damage to the Puppet Master himself. So here, you know what? Don't use an area attack. You don't want to risk it. So I'm just going to use Whirlpool and focus it on the Puppet Master himself. Trust me, guys. You guys are going to see why you don't do any damage to this pet. So boom. Here comes the enemy. Here comes the Puppet Master. And yeah, guys, we are in the red range with our main wizard. I was not joking about this battle being difficult. But as you can see, right here, we are getting back our pet. That's why you don't do damage to him. So here comes the enemy. And guys, oh my god, that was a really, really, really good spell. We lost the pet. Oh, no. Don't you dare. Fumble. Thank gosh the Puppet Master fumbled. So luckily we are going to get a refresh of our health. But as you guys can see, even with a pet with that much health, he still got destroyed. So that's why, I mean, if we had a pet that was only 400 health, he would be gone within the first 5 seconds. So next up, we are going to use that astral spell, Galactic Glow. Oh my gosh, this might be the world's best spell. And here comes Fathom with Stream. And let's see. Boom! 502 damage. Guys, I know we lost a pet, but using this technique, guys, we have got the Puppet Master down to 400 health. And we still have our main wizard and our pet still alive. Unfortunately, he is going to get a bit of a heal. But here is where we get the all-out attack, and you guys know this is going to do a ton of damage. So, boom, 700 damage from the all-out attack, guys. Here comes Fathom. I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I'm going to use Whirlpool. Probably not the best spell, but remember, we chose Fathom for his health, not for his spells. Yeah, that was an absolutely horrendous spell. I'm not going to lie. Here comes the enemy, doing damage to my main wizard. Not really going to affect me. Now, in case you don't have as much health, and in case you're only on to your wizard, when he takes this next pet, once again, do not do any damage to it. I know you want to. I know the Puppet Master took your pet. I know you felt a little bit betrayed, but just don't do it. Just trust me. Do not do it. Instead, use Galactic Glow and do damage to the Puppet Master. And wait, I think we might have actually won it. Hold on a second. Yes! Oh my gosh. As you can see, we get our pet back, and at the same time, we have destroyed the Puppet Master. I want to see him fall. Just show him fall. Boom. Guys, there you go. I hope you found this video useful. Those are all the tips you can use. And guys, good luck battling the Puppet Master. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.